Are you looking to make a difference in your life? Have you ever felt exhausted from trying to help others without receiving appreciation or gratitude? In today's special video, we'll show you 8 types of people you should not assist. This might sound contrary to what you've been taught, but trust me, it will be a major lesson and change your life. We believe that helping others doesn't always result in positive outcomes. Through today's video, you'll learn that sometimes refusing to help not only preserves your energy, but also respects yourself. You will be surprised by the last person on the list, but before revealing that, we want you to follow the opening story of the video to better understand the importance of choosing the right people to help. We invite you to stay with us until the end of the video, because ultimately, we will not only help you recognize those who are unworthy of your assistance, but also change the way you view helping others. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell to stay updated with valuable lessons from us. If you're ready, let's explore and transform your life through a Stoic perspective right now. Number 1. The ungrateful. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a black hole inside them instead of a heart? They are those who always demand more than you can offer and are never satisfied with what they receive. Imagine enjoying a cozy dinner with friends, and suddenly, a complaint about the food or the color of the tablecloth disrupts the warm atmosphere. That is the embodiment of ingratitude. But why are some people never satisfied? Psychological studies, like those from the University of California, have shown that people with low self-esteem often lack gratitude. They seem programmed to only recognize the negatives, ignoring all the good that life offers. Instead of cutting off all contact, it's important to recognize and know how to deal with people who do not appreciate your kindness. Richard Branson once advised treating your colleagues as you would want them to treat your best customers. This principle can be applied in all relationships. Gratitude, like a tree, needs to be watered and cared for to grow. If you're trying to nurture a tree that never seems to bloom, maybe it's time to ask yourself if you're planting it in the wrong place. Don't confuse ingratitude with constructive frankness. A friend who tells you there's food stuck in your teeth before an important date is a true friend. Studies have shown that gratitude not only makes us happier, but also strengthens our social relationships. It is the glue that keeps our connections strong. For those who are ungrateful, instead of getting angry, see it as an opportunity to strengthen your ability to appreciate the good in your life, like training your gratitude muscle. However, do not confuse gratitude with infinite patience. Setting healthy boundaries is just as important as generosity. As Brené Brown has said, generosity is not limitless, and it's not genuine if it stems from resentment. Remember, another person's lack of gratitude says more about them than about you. Carl Rogers, a renowned psychologist, once said that self-acceptance is the first step towards change. The next time you encounter an ungrateful person, take a deep breath, remember your own worth, and ask yourself if they really deserve your energy. If not, it's okay to step back. You're not being selfish. You're learning to take care of yourself. And if you decide to continue helping, do it because you genuinely want to, not for recognition. As philosopher Immanuel Kant said, "Live so that you use humanity, both in your own person and in the person of any other, always as an end and never merely as a means." Number 2, the lazy. Stoicism, an ancient philosophy, always emphasizes the importance of self-discipline and self-reliance in achieving true happiness. In the modern world, a concerning trend is increasingly prevalent: the lifestyle of laziness, where effort and commitment to work seem to have been replaced by constant procrastination. The type of people we often should avoid helping are the lazy ones, who always find excuses to avoid doing anything, turning their sofa into their living environment, and the remote control into their indispensable tool. Imagine a work meeting where a member admits they couldn't finish a report just because the cat ate their motivation. This is not only a manifestation of laziness, but also a testament to irresponsible attitudes where everything can be postponed. But it's not just about flimsy excuses. Science shows that laziness might be an evolutionary legacy for conserving energy. However, in today's society, this strategy is no longer appropriate. William James, a great psychologist, once said, "There's nothing so fatiguing as the eternal hanging on of an uncompleted task." Procrastination not only reduces productivity, but also negatively affects mental health. Studies have shown that those who frequently procrastinate have higher stress levels and poorer overall health. Under the light of Stoic philosophy, we learn that every day is an opportunity to improve ourselves and complete tasks. Lazy people, with their bizarre excuses and habits of delay, are actually depriving themselves of this opportunity. And as you choose your way of life, remember the words of Jim Rohn: "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Thus, choosing not to help the lazy is not just a Stoic decision, but also an essential step to protect your own progress and energy. Staying away from these people not only helps you avoid negativity, but also encourages you to continue striving and improving yourself daily. Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy, but also a powerful toolkit for facing and overcoming daily life challenges. In dealing with the lazy, Stoicism provides practical and valuable advice on how to approach and avoid assisting these individuals, encouraging them to be self-reliant and to promote self-improvement. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic emperors, wrote that we should not let ourselves be fooled by excuses. Instead of simply accepting the excuses of the lazy, challenge them by asking questions and encouraging them to reconsider their thoughts. This can help them realize their reasons are unsuitable and motivate them to take action. Rather than criticizing, provide guidance and inspiration. Show the positive impacts that hard work and effort can have on their lives. Introduce them to success stories, books, or resources from which they can learn to overcome procrastination and develop themselves. Through these recommendations, Stoicism not only helps us identify and stay away from the lazy, but also encourages and supports them in developing their true potential. In this way, we not only protect our energy and progress, but also contribute to the progress of others in a compassionate and wise manner. Number 3, the irresponsible. Have you ever met someone who seems to live in a world without consequences? Welcome to the unique universe of the irresponsible, experts in dodging commitments and always blaming others except themselves. Imagine you are on a boat. Discover a hole in the hull and water is rushing in. While you and the crew try to patch the hole and bail out the water, there is someone lounging on the deck sunbathing and saying, "It's not their problem." That is the epitome of irresponsibility. In life, we often encounter individuals with an irresponsible lifestyle. No matter how much we try to support them, our help rarely leads to positive outcomes. They are champions in blaming others. And if something goes wrong, we are often criticized as the culprits. This is not only unfair, but also causes significant emotional and reputational damage to those who make an effort to help. Therefore, adopting a smart and cautious approach when dealing with them is essential. Instead of solving problems for them, we should encourage them to recognize their actions and learn from the consequences. As neuroscientist Richard Davidson has pointed out, the human brain is highly adaptable and capable of change even in adulthood. There is still hope for them if they are willing to change. Philosopher Bertrand Russell once said, "The problems of the world are caused by confident ignorance and doubting intelligence." This reminds us that when facing a chronic, irresponsible person, we should be patient and self-controlled. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that at least we know to doubt whether we should continue helping them or not. Ultimately, while helping others is valuable, we must also recognize the limits of our kindness. Sometimes the best way to help someone is not to help them. Consider this an opportunity to practice the art of kindly but firmly saying no. Remember, a true lesson sometimes comes from allowing them to face and overcome their own challenges. If you find this message helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss upcoming videos. Comment, "I love wisdom," if you resonate with these insights and continue learning and growing with us every day. Number 4. The scammers. In life, we inevitably encounter scammers, true artists in seduction and exploitation of others' trust. They have mastered the art of psychological manipulation, causing others to serve their own interests without any intention of reciprocation. Scammers are psychological strategists, always knowing how to find and exploit the weaknesses in your kindness with their sweet words. Imagine you are playing a chess game. However, your opponent is not only good at making moves, but also capable of controlling your pieces without your knowledge. This is what a skilled scammer looks like in real life. This requires us to be alert and ready with defensive strategies. So, how can we identify and counter their schemes? According to a study by Stanford University, individuals with narcissistic and Machiavellian traits often resort to deceitful tactics. They are like chameleons, changing shape and color to blend into their surroundings, always seeking personal gain and not hesitating to trample others to achieve their goals. We don't need to live in suspicion of everyone around us, but we should develop a refined radar to detect these emotional pirates. As renowned psychologist Robert Cialdini points out, the best defense against deceit is knowledge and understanding. Treat your emotional health like a fortress, and for scammers, regard them as invaders trying to breach your defenses. Here are some warning signs that you might be dealing with a professional scammer. They quickly change their personality depending on whom they are interacting with. This adaptability tactic is meant to garner trust and friendliness from others. They often make you doubt your own perceptions, creating information noise so you cannot see the truth clearly. They use seemingly harmless comments to undermine your self-esteem, aiming to control your emotions and actions. By arming yourself with knowledge and self-awareness, you can protect yourself from these individuals, not just in your personal life, but in all social relationships. This is not just advice. It's a necessary life strategy to maintain tranquility and autonomy in a world full of challenges and temptations. Number 5. The Perpetual Critic. In life, you are bound to encounter people who are perpetual critics. Individuals who always find faults in every situation or with everyone around them. From your simple clothing choices to how you arrange your daily life, they always find something to nitpick. Their criticism, often negative and destructive, can impact your morale. However, in the Stoic lifestyle, we are encouraged to view these challenges not just as obstacles, but as opportunities for personal growth. Consider why someone would be so critical. Studies suggest that sometimes these individuals use criticism as a means to assert power, control, or even to reflect their own insecurities. They are like people who wear glasses that only see flaws, always looking to undermine others' efforts with sarcastic remarks. As a follower of Stoicism, you should remember that not all criticism is ill-intentioned. Constructive criticism is essential for personal growth. However, to counteract the negative influence of chronic criticism, it is important to maintain a balanced perspective and not take these criticisms personally. Try to steer the conversation towards positive and constructive topics, and sometimes simply changing the subject can be the most effective defense. Setting clear boundaries and maintaining an optimistic attitude will help you protect yourself from negative influences. Build and nurture a healthy environment where personal growth and progress are encouraged. As Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "The greatest strength of a human lies not in never facing challenges, but in how we rise each time we fall." In his book, Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and one of the great Stoics, shared a story rich with Stoic philosophy about how he dealt with endless critics. Aurelius said that in the life of a leader, there are always people ready to criticize every decision, regardless of its merits. Once, during a military campaign, one of his generals continuously criticized Aurelius's command tactics and strategy. This general did not just express his disagreement in private, but also publicly criticized the emperor in front of the army, and frequently proposed unfeasible solutions just to showcase himself. Instead of getting angry or responding in kind, Marcus Aurelius applied Stoic lessons. He listened to every criticism seriously, analyzed them, and sought what could be constructive from those words. For baseless criticisms, Aurelius chose not to assist or encourage the general further, because from a Stoic perspective, continuing to support such futile critics would only waste resources and effort. Aurelius believed that one of the highest virtues of mankind is knowing when to help others and when not to. He thought that assisting someone who is unwilling to change or improve themselves is a futile act. Instead, Marcus always encouraged focusing on personal growth and self-improvement, teaching that patience and forgiveness are key to overcoming any criticism. Through this story, Aurelius wanted to convey that in life, we will encounter various types of people. Some will support and some will criticize. By maintaining a calm demeanor and carefully considering each action, we not only protect ourselves from negative influences, but can also achieve significant progress in personal and spiritual development. This is a profound lesson about the strength and value of restraint and wise choices in life. Number 6. The Narcissists. Dealing with narcissistic individuals can be a significant challenge, but it also presents a great opportunity to strengthen the spirit in the Stoic sense. In this fleeting world, narcissists are like mirrors, reflecting their ever-expanding egos instead of hearts that empathize and share. They act like invisible walls, disregarding any effort you make to fill their void with love and care. But, as Seneca once said, it is in challenges that we find strength. Around 6% of the world's population exhibits prominent narcissistic traits, according to research from Indiana University. This is not just a statistic. It's a reminder of the inevitable presence of individuals who can turn any conversation into a stage for themselves. While some believe that the sun rises only to illuminate their lives, we, the Stoics, know that the sun rises for everyone. Dr. Craig Malkin, in his book Rethinking Narcissism, advises that instead of trying to change a narcissist, we should change how we interact with them. Setting clear boundaries is the first step in protecting ourselves from undue harm. Selective acknowledgement, a psychological tactic, is like training the mind, reinforcing positive behaviors and ignoring negative ones. When a narcissist shows rare empathy, acknowledge it. But when they revert to their self-aggrandizing habits, maintain distance. Remember, none of us are obligated to be the audience in a narcissist's solo performance. Bette Midler once likened ego to a greedy octopus that devours your life. Do not let such people become the octopus in your life. Also, distinguish clearly between healthy confidence and narcissism. Confidence is not just a driver for success, but also the ability to genuinely rejoice in others' successes, not seeing them as a threat to personal greatness. Through every confrontation and challenge with narcissistic individuals, we not only strengthen our patience and compassion, but also can learn valuable lessons. As Oscar Wilde once said, "To know oneself, watch others' behaviors." Through this, we are not just bystanders, but warriors of the self, constantly learning, constantly evolving, despite all challenges. Number 7. The Opportunists. In life, we often encounter opportunists, those who seem always ready to jump at any chance to benefit themselves without caring about the consequences others may face. These individuals have mastered the art of exploiting the kindness and resources of others for their own gain. On the surface, they may appear charming and friendly, but behind that mask lies a calculating soul, always ready to undermine trust and confidence in any relationship. The ancient philosopher Epictetus once advised that we should be vigilant and set clear boundaries with people who approach us with their own agendas. This doesn't mean we suspect everyone around us, but rather recognize and distinguish between those who genuinely need help and those who are just looking for an opportunity to exploit our generosity. As psychologist Harriet Breker pointed out, opportunists are those who make you feel guilty if you fail to meet their unfair expectations. Learning to spot an opportunist is not easy, as they often hide their true intentions behind a cooperative facade. The clearest sign of their nature is a lack of reciprocity. They always receive help, but rarely return favors or engage in fair cooperation. They often use sophisticated manipulation skills like flattery or making empty promises to achieve their goals without truly contributing to the relationship. To deal with opportunists, it is essential to establish clear boundaries and maintain awareness of your own resources and limits. Setting clear expectations from the start about what you are willing to provide and what you expect in return is crucial. Encouraging reciprocity is also vital. You should encourage these individuals to contribute fairly to relationships, share responsibilities, and define roles and expectations. From a Stoic perspective, identifying and managing opportunists not only helps protect our emotional integrity, but also contributes to building fairer and more sustainable relationships. Ultimately, those who truly deserve your help are the ones who recognize and appreciate what you bring to the table. This is a valuable lesson that Stoicism wants us to learn and apply in all our relationships. Number 8. The envious. Start by imagining this scenario. You've just won a huge lottery jackpot. The first question that might pop into your head is probably, who should I share this news with first? But before you make that list, consider this scientifically proven fact. According to a study by Harvard University, up to 70% of lottery winners have seen their personal relationships significantly deteriorate after their win. The main reason? Envy. You don't need to win the lottery to see the impact of envy. Whether it's a promotion you received or simply a new relationship that excites you, envy can be everywhere, always lurking and ready to hurt with its toxic arrows of judgment and resentment. But what makes some people more prone to envy than others? Psychologist Sarah Prasi, in her book, The Philosophy of Envy, explains that envy stems from a discrepancy between what we have and what we think we deserve. It's like a rage of the inner universal justice, exploding whenever someone else receives what we believe belongs to us. Interestingly, envy isn't necessarily bad. In fact, it can be a powerful motivator. As Thomas Edison said, "To invent, you need a good imagination and a pile of junk." If you replace junk with envy, you might find a formula for both success and failure, depending on how you manage it. What matters is how we respond to envy, whether it's our own or someone else's. Take the example of Cato the Great. Cato, a politician and Stoic philosopher of Rome, was known for his integrity and strict principles. Throughout his challenging life, Cato faced many who envied his position and influence. Instead of trying to appease or help them, Cato chose to stand firm and demonstrate the qualities of a Stoic leader. A famous story recounts when Cato refused to give in to the urgings of the envious who wanted him to weaken a public policy. He publicly criticized them and pointed out that they did not deserve help because they acted not for the common good, but for personal gain. Cato emphasized that trying to change them was futile when they were not willing to see the truth or change their lifestyles. Cato believed that those who deliberately sow seeds of envy and are not willing to learn or change are just wasting the time and energy of those with good intentions. By refusing to provide unnecessary or ineffective help, Cato not only protected his resources, but also demonstrated a core Stoic principle: self-control and personal responsibility. This story illustrates that a leader needs not only strength and decisiveness, but also the wisdom to prioritize the common good over personal grievances, helping others learn the value of patience and loyalty to a just cause. One counterintuitive but effective strategy to manage envy is to keep your successes and plans to yourself. In an era where everyone seems eager to publicize everything on social media, I advise the opposite. Science has proven that when you keep your goals to yourself, your brain does not release dopamine, the chemical that makes you feel like you've already achieved your goal. This helps maintain the genuine motivation to move forward. And when you decide to share, choose to do so inspiringly rather than in a way that might provoke envy. Instead of saying, "I just got a fantastic job position," say, "I'm excited about this new challenge at work." This seemingly small difference can significantly affect how others perceive information from you. Through this, Stoicism teaches us that the key to managing envy is not just restraint, but also the wisdom in choosing who is a trustworthy friend to share your dreams and achievements with. As we conclude our discussion today about the 8 types of people we should not assist, I hope you have gathered valuable lessons on setting boundaries in relationships. Identifying who deserves your help is not just a measure to protect yourself, but also an important part of fostering your personal growth. Remember these tips for application in your life. Learning how to refuse tactfully and firmly can help you avoid many unwanted and negative situations. Before deciding to help someone, consider whether the relationship truly benefits both parties. If only one side is benefiting without reciprocation, you may be wasting your time and effort on those who do not deserve it. You can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of yourself and ensuring you are in the best condition is a prerequisite for being able to effectively help others. If you find this information useful, please like and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to leave a comment about what impressed you the most, and write "Stay away from toxic people" if you feel this video was valuable. Finally, check out our suggested videos to continue receiving more useful lessons and apply them to your daily life.